What's up, docs? Ryan G here. I was listening to Jim Rohn this morning, and he shared a really powerful quote, and he said, "The man that says, 'I will do it or I will die,' is a person who is unstoppable in the pursuit of their dreams." You know, I remember when our gun store was closing. So before we had the gun store, I was a door-to-door salesman for Culligan Water, and I was their sales trainer. I was doing okay. I was making $120,000 a year, so it was okay. And then when the gun store happened, I lost a ton of money, made a bunch of really bad decisions and dumb mistakes, had a ton of debt. We were very stressed. And we were trying to start a new business to be able to provide for our family. And I remember I was riding with Tiffany one day as we're discussing what's our next business going to be. And she said, "Ryan, when are you going to give up? When are you going to stop this owning a business thing and just go back to your job at Culligan? We had stability, things were okay there." And I said it very quickly in my traditional bold Ryan G style. But I said, "When I'm effing dead." That was the end of the conversation. And Tiffany definitely never asked me that again, because I had already made the decision that we were going to pursue this. And there's really only one of two options that was going to happen. We were either going to die rich because it worked, or we were going to die very, very broke, because there was no in between for me. There was no let's play it safe and whatever. I was all in. In the business world, in the marketing world, you hear this concept of going all in. So what does it mean to go all in? Going all in is, when I was dating Tiffany, we were dating for 3 months. I was convinced she was the devil. I was convinced that all women were just out to get me and steal my money, even though I had no money at that time. So every time I go on a date with her, I would look for one little characteristic, one thing, and I would pray for God to show me that one thing. And eventually I ran out of one things to look at and analyze. And at about the 3-month mark of us dating, I said, we should just get married. And that's when I proposed. And yes, it was just like that. We should get married. And she's like, "No." And I said, "No, I think we should." And she's like, "No, because of this." And I was like, "No, that's not a good reason. I think we should do this." And finally she just gave up. She said, "Fine, let's get married." You think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. That's exactly the way that it went down. I was all in. I made a decision. I'm not really interested in dancing around that decision. Let's just go for it, right? Remember, the man who says, "I will climb that mountain or I will die," there's only one of two possible outcomes for that type of person. They're either going to climb the mountain, or you're going to find them dead on the side of the mountain. Well, that guy was able to pursue his dreams because he was able to pursue happiness, or if he actually made it to the top, he was able to achieve that goal that he truly desired. So why does this matter for you chiropractors? I find that a lot of the docs that I speak to, they try stuff, right? They try. I'm going to try to create social media content. Okay. I'm going to try to run some Google ads. Okay. I'm going to try to write a blog post or start a podcast or run TV commercials or whatever. In fact, there's one particular client that I'm thinking about that's their whole story is, well, I've tried a lot of different things. And I'm like, "Oh, okay. So we tried running Google ads and it didn't work." So here's a real conversation. I said, "Okay, so you said you tried. What do you mean by that exactly?" "Well, we ran Google ads for 3 weeks and we didn't get anything." And I was like, "Okay. How much money did you spend in those 3 weeks?" "Well, we spent $300. "Oh, okay. So you didn't try. You didn't go all in. You're what's called a dabbler. You're somebody who wants to just barely dip your toe into things. And then if it doesn't work out perfectly, then you just say, well, that strategy doesn't work." The truth is that really all marketing strategies work. The question is, how well do they work based on your total available market, the competition, your unique selling proposition, your irresistible offer, stuff like that. All advertising works. The question is, how well is it going to work? Facebook ads work for everybody, but the question is, how well is it going to work for you? Content definitely works for everybody. I mean, You know, attention is the new oil. It is the secret to converting, to having ads that convert at a much higher rate. You know, I was listening to Alex Ramosi, and he said something really profound that made a lot of sense. He said, you know, if you have a local business, creating content is not going to get you new customers. But what it will do is make everything easier. It'll make your Google ads convert easier. It'll make your Facebook ads convert at a higher level. It'll make it your sales pitch during your consultation a heck of a lot easier, because those prospects who have already watched, you know, several hours of your content online, they already trust you and like you on a much deeper level than somebody who has never watched any of your content. And therefore, it's like selling to a friend, right? It goes back to the quote Dan Kennedy loves to say, which is selling in a vacuum. That is our goal. The ability to sell inside of a vacuum allows you to sell without the pressures of price, of competition, stuff like that. But it only happens if you choose to go all in. Actually, there's multiple steps of going all in. First, you have to get the idea, and then you have to launch. Without a lot of clarity, without it being perfect, knowing that there's going to be mistakes and that there's going to be problems, you just have to launch. And that is one thing that I will say Tiffany and I are extremely good at. And anybody that's worked with me, my coaches, they all say, like, Ryan, when you get an idea, you execute on that idea. And we do. We get the idea. I might not know, you know, it's fuzzy. I don't really know 100% of what's going to happen, but I just build it out and I just launch it, knowing full well that it's not going to work very well. And then we see the response we get the data, and then we iterate from there, and we fix it, tweak it, make it a little bit better, and then we try it again. And we just keep going through that iteration process over and over again, quickly, until we actually get something that is really dialed in and able to create predictable results. What I see with the dabblers, the people who just try things, is that they spend so much time trying to make everything perfect and fully understand the outcome, because they're so afraid of making a mistake that it paralyzes them, that ultimately they end up doing nothing. They never create the thing. They never launch a YouTube channel. They never launch the Facebook ad, because they're just trying to make it perfect. And the truth is, successful people are not perfect, but successful people are amazing executors. So my challenge to you guys today is decide that you're going to go all in. And you don't have to go all in on everything, because that's hard, right? But pick the one thing that you know you're supposed to do today, and then just go all in on that thing and execute on it so aggressively that it makes your competitors' heads spin. You're making other people wonder, like, who the hell is this guy? How is this guy able to accomplish so much, move so fast? But it's because you've eliminated the hesitation and you are just executing. So if you're a chiropractor who is tired of dabbling, tired of trying things, and you actually want to go all in, shoot me a text message, 813-789-9868. We'll jump on a call. I will show you the chiropractic marketing system and how it could potentially help you attract more new patients, eliminate the feast-famine cycle in your practice, so that you can have consistent growth without the headaches. So that's all I've got for today. And until next time, keep moving forward.